And checking back in at live news conference, Philadelphia Mayor Michael Nutter here back at the podium answering questions. Let's take a few seconds and listen in.
Until we are absolutely sure that we've gone through every vehicle. The search area has actually been expanded. There was expanded search area last night, also with canine dogs because it was dark. And that search expanded this morning with officers and other personnel to look even further in case someone was possibly thrown from the train. So the search process is vigorous and active. What I'm going to ask you to do, I should have said this earlier, if you could literally just raise your hand, give me a little idea as to where you're from.
All right, there you hear Philadelphia Mayor Michael Nutter updating the crowd there on the situation, the search ongoing for survivors in that crash. We heard earlier about the effort still ongoing to try and reunify victims of the crash with family members who are concerned about the missing. Also present at that news conference, both Pennsylvania Senators Bob Casey and Pat Toomey. And we saw Bob Casey there standing behind the mayor.
And we want to update people on some of the latest information that we've found out within really the last hour. You were talking about the Associated Press and the engineer declining to comment about what actually happened. There were 5 crew members on board that train, 238 passengers. No word as to why he's choosing not to speak right now, but we'll continue to keep tabs on that and bring you the very latest information. And we don't know, again, we just heard that the search area has been expanded, but we don't know if everyone's been accounted for.
All right, we'll take another check-in on that coming up, but let's move on to our next topic of discussion.
I think you're just rooting for this guy because there's no air of pretension. He's just he's a guy that you know. He's just as loved. He's you, he's me, and then turns out he's the smartest guy in the room.
There you go, Peter Falk. Everybody loved him. An American actor, best known for his role as Lieutenant Columbo in the television series with the same name. That interview coming with CNN's Larry King. His daughter, Catherine Falk, introducing the Peter Falk bill, and she is joining us now to talk about the Peter Falk bill and what it's all about. Catherine, it's a pleasure to have you with us.
Can you hear us, Catherine? Okay, we appear to be having some audio issues, so we'll try to get to that in just a moment. But we're going to be talking about what rights adult children have.
This is a situation that was personal for Catherine with her father, and we're also having, we've seen this issue come up before with an ongoing issue with B.B. King and his family. And all right, let's go ahead and check back in with the news conference playing out right now. Michael Nutter, we're going to take another listen in.
I was incorrect earlier when I described, when I gave information about the conductor, when I actually was talking about the engineer. The engineer was injured, received medical care, was then interviewed by the Philadelphia Police Department and made whatever statement he may have made. I do not know what his statement is, and I'm not in a position to talk about that, and that's the normal protocol, process, and procedure. But his statement was given.
Mayor, Paul Wagner, Channel 5, Washington. Were any of the deceased children, juveniles?
I don't have any detailed information on the deceased, and again, I'm going to ask for your indulgence. I want you to, we all do what we do for a living, I get that. These are human lives, these are people with families, just like any of us out here. I do not want to get into descriptions about individuals when we know that families are still trying to figure out where their family member is. Were they on the train? Did they not get on the train? Were they injured? Were they walking wounded and never reported to us? So I don't have that level of detail on any of the individuals, the 7 now, that we've confirmed are deceased. Yes, sir.
Can you talk about these reports about surveillance video, security camera video that may have captured this crash? That's from the end.
I'm not sure what video you're talking about. I did see on one station, I don't want to disrespect anyone, it's a 3-letter station and 2 of the letters are the same. I saw on television some flashes of light, possibly from a resident's video on a camera on the back of their home. I could not figure out kind of what was going on in that, and I'm not aware of any other video being available or being observed.
Mayor?
Let me come over here. Yes, ma'am. How are you?
When you're back to the engineer, can you confirm reports talking to NTSB investigators? Suppose you may have talked to your police department?
It's my understanding from an earlier conversation, at least at this moment, that's actually not a part of the NTSB protocol under these circumstances. They are investigating the accident of a train. They are looking at...
All right, there we hear Michael Nutter, the mayor of Philadelphia, answering questions. One of those questions about the possible surveillance or security video of this train crash. Also taking questions. A big concern right now. Reports are indicating that the engineer of the train that crashed, killing 7 people, is not cooperating with Philadelphia police, although also not talking to the NTSB. We heard the mayor say they're not part of their investigation at this time. We're continuing to monitor the situation. Stay with Newsmax TV and Newsmax.com for continuing coverage of this fatal train crash in Philadelphia. We're back with more here on Newsmax Now right after this.